What is up, beautiful people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Nick, and on this channel I ride motorcycles, I work on motorcycles, and I bring you guys along on all of my adventures. So if you don't mind, please bang that subscribe button. Head on down to the description. There's some links to our social media as well as to our company page, Headstalls.com. If you have horses, dogs, or anything like that, we sell all kinds of horse tack as well as dog collars, keychains, all kinds of stuff. Go check it out. There is also a link to my personal PayPal. If you would like to support this channel, you can also make a donation through that. So with all that being said, welcome to the channel. Let's hop into this week's video. So a few weeks ago, Harley Davidson released the new Sportster-S. And when I saw that bike, I felt like I had seen it before. And it's because I have. It's called the Indian FTR. Now, before we dive too far into this, let me preface by saying I own both an Indian and a Harley Davidson, and I am critical of both companies. But I am a firm believer that competition is great for us, the consumer. So don't dig your heels in too deep into whatever corner you support, because we should all have an open mind here. These two duking it out, trying to one-up each other, is only better for us. So, the Harley Davidson Sportster-S is inspired by the flat track. Interesting, I felt like I've heard that before. Oh yeah, because the Indian FTR did it 3 years earlier. So Harley, you're a little late to the party, again. But, let's go over to the specs on these two bikes and how similar they are. So there's several different trim models of the FTR. Going with the price that Harley Davidson lists on their website for the Sportster-S of $14,999, I compared that directly to the FTR-S, which has the same exact price. So let's dive into the specs here. The Sportster-S creates 121 horsepower and 94 foot-pounds of torque. It's very impressive. I'm happy to see the Sportster making some power again. If you know the history of Harley Davidson, the Sportster used to be the fast bike. And at some point from between the 70s and 80s, Harley Davidson transitioned that into being the beginner bike, which I never understood. The Indian FTR makes 120 horsepower at 87 foot-pounds of torque. These are both very similar numbers, but the Sportster-S does have a little bit of an edge there. These are both dual overhead cam V-twin engines and liquid cooled. And I know a lot of the purists, they're going to go, I can't believe they put a liquid cooled engine in. But the reality is that heat is the enemy to power. So if you want to make these engines make more power, you're going to have to go liquid cooled. And a pushrod engine is never going to be as efficient as a overhead cam engine. So this is the future of motorcycles, whether you like it or not. Both engines make their peak torque at 6,000 RPMs. Lean angle. The Sportster-S has a 34-degree lean angle that is very Harley-esque. And I'm going to blame that on the forward controls, which are a little odd on this bike. I have not rode the bike yet, but to put forward controls on the bike seems a little odd. It should probably have some nice mids, maybe even possibly a bit of a rear set, but Harley decided to go with forwards. The Indian has a 43-degree lean angle, and that's going to be because of those mids. Your legs are tucked up a little bit under you a little more. It's going to give you a lot more lean angle. Brakes. The Sportster-S has a single front caliper that is a 4-piston caliper. The FTR has dual Brembos on the front, so you're going to get a lot more braking power on the FTR. Both bikes run a 43mm inverted fork. Weight. The Sportster-S comes in wet weight at 502 pounds. The FTR comes in at 514 pounds wet weight. Again, very similar, but the Sportster-S just edges it out. Both bikes feature a 4.3-inch infotainment, and both bikes feature LED lights. Gas tank size, the Sportster-S has a 3.1 gallon tank, and the FTR has a 3.4 gallon tank. Again, very similar. So, with these bikes being so similar, which one would I get? That's going to come down to personal preference. It's going to be a hard one for me. I prefer forward controls, but on a bike of that style, I could see mids being much more desirable. Also, the exhaust on the Sportster-S, I completely hate. I don't know what Harley was thinking. I know it's more flat track, but I don't want exhaust that's up like that. So hopefully the aftermarket will correct that, or hopefully Harley Davidson will have some accessory options for this exhaust, because that would be the first thing that would have to go for me. The low drag bars with the forward controls, to me that just feels like, and again, I've not rode the bike, but it seems like it would put you in a very awkward angle where you're very hunched over, and whereas with mids you'd be a little more upright and you could tuck whenever you want to. So I'm really looking forward to riding this bike when it comes out. So hopefully the dealers will start doing some demo days soon, and I will get a chance to ride it. And whenever I do that, I'll bring you guys along with it. So moving forward, it's obvious that Indian and Harley Davidson are in a competition to sell bikes. And I'm going to call Harley out on this one for copying Indian. And that's going to piss some of you off. But the reality is Harley Davidson owners have been beating the drum for a while that Indian has copied Harley. And I will wholeheartedly agree with that. That when Indian went away from the locomotive fairing to the street glide fairing, it's very Harley-esque. There's no debating that. So now we see Harley firing back with copying Indian. This is great for us as the consumer. If these two companies are going back and forth and they're trying to one-up each other, this is only going to mean better bikes for us, better priced bikes for us. So this is what the industry needed. The American bike market has been very stagnant for a long time. You know, just big displacement, air-cooled V-twins on 800-pound bikes. And the rest of the world is putting out bikes that are selling substantially better. And if you don't believe that, I mean, look at Harley Davidson's market share. That every year they're selling less and less and less bikes. So I think it's a great time to be a motorcycle enthusiast, and there's going to be some great things coming for us. But I guess that's going to effectively wrap up my comparison of these two bikes. I thank all of you for watching. I love each and every one of you. Don't forget that the week of August 15th, I will be in the Smoky Mountains, riding the Tail of the Dragon, and a lot of the other great roads in that area. And I'm going to be bringing you guys along on all that. I look forward to sharing it all with you. I love you all. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a like, comment, subscribe, share, and follow me on social media. I will see you all in the next one. I'm out.